Welcome to the garden. I want to share with you how I prick out plants, and for those of you that have never seen pricking out before, I'll just explain it briefly. But then I want to show you something about pricking out that not many people talk about, and which I think will be really valuable to you if you're already someone who pricks out seedlings, or if you are someone who's just starting to prick out. Now the first thing you got to do when you're going to prick out a seedling is get a hole ready for it. So I'm just sticking the pencil in and twisting it around a little bit to make the hole bigger. You can also get a dibber that's a bigger size and will make a hole so you don't have to twist it around like this. But you know, this isn't too bad. And the pencil was almost free, so I'll take it. And we'll make another one here. So now I'm ready for some seedlings, and I'll show you how I prick those out. To prick out seedlings, you're going to take a seedling tray like I've got here. Let me focus in for you so you can see better. Okay, so I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to stick it down underneath the roots and pull up a little bit. And you can see I've got some pretty big roots there. Ooh, bigger than I thought. I've even got them wrapped around a little bit. So I'm going to have to do a little work to break these apart. What I want is as big a root ball as I can get for each of these seedlings. I'm thinking I maybe should have pricked these out a little earlier, but now you might be like, oh, he's gonna just kill them. Well, probably not. And there we have a pretty good sized root ball, and this top of the seedling here. Some people tell you don't ever grab the stem. Well, it'll be okay. So now taking that root ball, I'm going to stick as much of it down into one of these holes as I can. And I'll use the pencil to help me. So I'll just stick all the root down there I can, and I want to bury it about as deep as I can. So now this lettuce seedling is pricked out. I'll repeat here with another. We got a pretty good amount of roots still on that seedling, and I think this is called bunging it in, but don't quote me on that, please. All right, there's another one, and we'll take another here. So, good amount of root, stick it in the hole, and bung it in. That is the basics of pricking out. Now here's where I might get a little controversial. I think pricking out might be a little bit overrated, but I think it's a tool you should have in your seed starting arsenal. So in a module tray, sometimes there are seeds that are so tiny that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to plant one at a time. I'll share an example here. Here we have just teeny tiny oregano seedlings. Oregano seeds are smaller than a grain of sand. And what I can do now with these oregano seedlings, though, is I can prick them out into individual cells in a module tray, and they'll be fine that way. But to try and plant individual oregano seeds, I don't even want to try. Other seeds will be really easy to put into individual modules, but then you might not get germination on all of them. Seed companies are supposed to get 90% germination, and sometimes they don't get that high. You don't want any empty modules though. So here's my recommendation. If you've got seeds that are big enough that you can plant them into individual cells, which most seeds are, even lettuce seed can be that way. Plant 2 per cell in maybe a third of your cells, and 1 per cell in the others. And what you'll have is some cells you'll have 2 sprouts, and some cells you'll have 0 sprouts. But what you can do then is prick out the seedlings from one of those cells that has 2 sprouts, replant one of them into that same cell, and take that other seedling and put it over into the empty cell. Then you've used up all of your space. You don't have any empty any empty cells in your module tray, and you're not wasting any space and light and potting soil. And I think that is probably the best use for pricking out.